Recently, I released a new writing on my Substack, and my Substack is where I write about my journey with God, how it's been going so far. And I recently wrote about what it means to grow with a lie, and I explained that a lie is anything that exalts itself against the knowledge of Jesus, and a lie is the way we deal with lies is according to 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 5. I hope I got that correctly. And where it says that pulling out every high things, everything that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, that we dismantle it. If you read it in different translations, it says that we are pulling down, we are dismantling, we are basically destroying, putting apart everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, because nothing should be exalting itself against the knowledge of God, against the name of Jesus in our lives. And right now, I'm actually just thinking about how when we say growing it with a lie, it could be that the lie that we're thinking with. The example I used in my article is that maybe your lie is that you feel that you'll never be good enough. But then another lie that you might have grown up with subconsciously, especially when it comes to matters of the mind, could be that an issue that you've had for so long is something that's going to stay with you for such a long time. And I wrote kind of like a poem in that book, that when just in the post, that just when you've touched the hem of his garment, then you find your fingers slipping away, you find your feet, you're running away basically from God just when you have reached the point of like your salvation, like the lie comes back. I am highlighting this poem that I wrote there is because it reminds me, it's the woman with the issue of blood. Basically, it reminds me of the woman with the issue of blood. You see, if the woman with the issue of blood had not gone up to meet Jesus, even as she was still dealing with that issue, if she had embraced it and said that this is going to be a condition forever, she would not have received healing or salvation or anything. She would have continued in that light for all of eternity, even if Jesus was right there to help her. So a lie that you might have grown up with might perhaps be that a health issue that you've had for a long time is something that's going to be continued for for the rest of your life. And I'm saying this as someone that's been using glasses since JS2, I think, yeah. Although at some point I did receive healing, and then I don't know if I did not steward it well or something, but I know that there is healing in God, because I did receive my healing, and then the site issue came back again. But the reason why I am sharing this, and the reason why I was thinking about this, is because of something that I also feel kind of led to share with you. I've been telling my friends recently that I no longer have. I've been telling my friends recently, I hope you can hear me even with all this background noise, but I've been telling my friends recently, like my female friends, that whenever they complain about cramps and things like that, I tell them about the fact that they could literally just go and ask God for help, and that there are certain things that we feel like God would not help us with because we've simply grown with it or with them for such a long time that it feels like a part of us. It feels like there's no need for us to ask God for help. Like, this is how it always has been, and this is how it should be. But meanwhile, God has made us in his image. He has perfected us, and he says in his word that he wishes above all things that we may prosper and be in health, even as our soul prospers. And I was telling them that, when I came to Kigali, when I came to my school, I was someone that always got sick very easily, mostly because of, like, when your mind is affected, your physical health is affected as well. And I was no longer with my mom. Nobody could baby me again. So I knew that I needed to ask God for help. So I asked him, I told him that, first of all, I don't want to be sick ever again. There was a time that I was very, very sick, like seriously sick, and I was just in my hostel in my room. I did not want to go out, and there was a pool party that they were having, and I kind of wanted to be a part of it, but I wasn't in the right space for it, and I was just shivering and everything. And then I told God, I said, look, I don't want this to continue. I would get the drug, and I would use it. But after this, I never want to be in this situation again. I never want to be as sick as I am again, ever. And just like that, like I prayed about it and I spoke to God. I told him that this is not what I want. And I think I also prayed with scriptures. I can't remember right now, but when I pray, I tend to pray with scriptures and to reinforce God's promises over my life. And then when I did that, I realized I literally I haven't been sick in a long time. The only time that I would say that I've been sick would be maybe I have headaches or I'm feeling very exhausted and I just want to rest in for a bit. Or it would have been with my cramps, like whenever I'm on my period, I would have terrible cramps, and those cramps were something that in school, like I literally could not do anything, and when I started working, I needed to take days off of work because it was terrible, and I could not function. I literally could not function. I would drag myself to wherever I needed to be, but inside I felt like I was being stabbed over and over. I know that you probably know that kind of pain, but something that was literally, at some point I got terrible cramps that I was vomiting, and I remember growing up, whenever my period would come, like I would not be able to do anything, and my mom will always be like, why are you having this cramps? Because she doesn't have cramps. And just basically saying that my cramps were terrible. You think you have bad cramps? Yes, I've had terrible cramps before. Maybe not as bad as yours, but I'm just saying that they were such a huge issue for me. That's what I'm trying to say. They were such a huge issue for me, and then I got tired. Like there's a point that you would reach in a certain condition or something you've grown up with, that you would just say, I'm tired, and you would pick yourself up out of there. Like the way Jacob told Esau. He said that when you are tired after he had given what's his name? The father of Jacob. Hey, Sheila. Like after the blessings were distributed to Jacob, then his father told Esau that he would have the mountains and all of that, and he said that but it would be under his brother, but when he's tired of everything, that it would break off from the yoke. So there's a point that you would reach in your whatever is wrong, or whatever you've lived with, whatever lie you've lived with for so long, that you get tired to the point that you want to break off the yoke. And at that point, like that's the point I reached, and then I told God, I said, no, I cannot grow up like this and keep, like, what if I want to have a very important life-changing meeting or something like that, or just in the corporate world, and we know the corporate world is not so friendly to women. How would I survive? And so I told God, I said, I don't want to have these things again. I don't want to have cramps. And then I also obeyed his instruction, because there's a way that God was like, oh, I could get some herbs and everything and, just drink it and it will go, and also, exercise, and, you might be doing those things and the cramps are still there. But I took those things very seriously, and I took them up with prayer. I said, God, cramps are not for me. I don't like I don't like things that would make me feel like I am incapable of doing anything. So I prayed to God about it, and I have successfully been over how many months? That was since, like, I think I had bad cramps in March, but this is August right now. I haven't had terrible cramps, and I remember giving this testimony in church that I just decided that this is not my portion. I don't have to have terrible cramps. There are people around me that don't have cramps that are so terrible. People around me can function when they are on their period. So why can't it be me? It can't be me, and it is me right now. And I just want to thank God for that. And when you're tired of growing up with a lie for so long, remember that there is freedom for you in God, and that Jesus is the only truth, is the only thing that should have final authority in your life. So if Jesus has not said that, that is how he has made you to be. That is not how he has made you to be. And you are the one. It is your responsibility to break off of that thing, because when you come to Christ, you are a new creature. All things have passed away, all things have become new. But if you don't step into the prepared blessings of God, if you don't actually step into what God has prepared for you, you can do nothing. You will just be there like, I'm a child of God, but you're not walking in the blessings, in the giftings of God. And that is what I wanted to share with you today.